Today I'm going to be showing you how I achieved my clean girl makeup look and how I went from this to this. So let's go. So I'm starting off with the Nivea Soft Moisturizer. I really love this moisturizer, especially when I want to go for the nice glowy looks. And it does have a very light creamy consistency, and I apply that all over my face in round and round motions. And you want to make sure you especially apply a little bit extra underneath your eyes, because one of the reasons for under eye creasing, as I mentioned in my video on how to avoid creases, is having very dry under eyes. So the next thing I'm doing is using the Omari Code featuring Brega Hydrate Moisturizer. This one I'm using it as my moisturizer plus as my primer. I'm not going to be applying any other face product before my foundation, and again I'm applying and massaging that product all over and especially underneath my eyes with my fingers, and then also not forgetting around the neck area. And then again, because we are going in with that nice glowy look, I am going in with this liquid hydrating highlighter drop, from Luxuriant Beauty, and applying it on the high points of my faces, ideally where you would apply your highlighter, and then I'm blending it in with my fingers. The one thing that I noticed when you're applying liquid highlighter is make sure you apply it after your moisturizer, before your primer, especially if you're using a mattifying primer, because the matte primers usually do tend to reduce the pigment or how much it shows on top of the foundation. So moisturizer and then your liquid highlighter, and then now we're going to be going in later on with our foundation. The foundation that we're using today is the Divas Cosmetics hydrating foundation. This one is 2 shades mixed together. This one is in bronze 4 and honey, and I'm using a damp beauty blender to apply it in light motions all around, and then avoiding my eye area because you don't want too much product underneath your eyes, and then that causes creasing. And then you want to make sure to just bounce the beauty blender back and forth on your skin, and then don't forget to blend out your ears and your neck as well. This is what you want to be looking like, nice glowy dewing, like that reflecting surface. It's a beautiful start to our clean girl makeup look. And then we're going in with our concealer. I don't like using that concealers that are too light, so I'm going in with a Legal in the shade Cool Tan on all the areas that I want a little bit of brightening up, and that's under my eyes, on the top of my on the middle of my temple, the bridge of my nose, and also underneath my mouth. And then I'm going to use the very same beauty blender to just blend everything out. And again, you want to make sure you use very light motion, because the more pressure you apply on your beauty blender, the more product you're taking away instead of blending into your skin. So take your time with this, and then I'm using the sharp point of my beauty blender to blend out the concealer underneath my eyes. And later on, we're going to be going in with a Sasha Buttercup setting powder to just blend and set everything in place and move on to our powder look. And for the setting powder, you want to make sure you use very little, especially underneath your eyes, just so we can only mattify the areas that need mattifying. And for the rest of our face, you want it to look nice and dewy and have that fresh glow. For the rest of my face, I am using this V Beauty powder palette. These 2 shades become my exact shade. And I'm using a fluffy blending brush to just pat it in. If you do want more coverage, then you can always go in with a more dense stippling brush as opposed to this one, which is more fluffier. And the reason I like going in with this is because I don't want the glow that we already achieved to be minimized. I want to just set the areas that need setting, and for the rest of it to still look glowy and dewy and reflective underneath on my skin. So I'm going to use the very same palette, but just a slightly darker shade for my contour, and then the lightest shade for my under eyes, just to brighten that up and bring more definition and highlight to my look. And then next we're going in with the eyebrows. I know this can be a little bit daunting, especially if you're not used to doing face first and then your eye makeup, but I do like using this powder puff that I've applied on my pinky finger to just make sure that I don't touch my face. And then I'm using a very sharp pencil to outline, and then later on I'm gonna come in the same thing that we usually do with our eyebrows. We're gonna fill in, we're gonna clean out the eyebrow, and then we're gonna move on to our eyeshadow, which is a no eyeshadow look, and then our lashes. So you want to really make sure you take your time with this, but even with, in case you make mistakes, you can always go back in with your concealer, and just as you usually do before your foundation, you can clean up, but just make sure that you just take your time and make sure that everything is blended out, especially on the top part. And then now I am setting the concealer that we had applied on our eyelids. I did apply the very same shade that I applied on my under eyes, which is the LA Girl in the shade Cool Tan, and then I'm using my beauty blender again to just push in that product. This is to make sure that there is no creasing on that area, because we're not going to apply or set with any eyeshadow, and I'm just using my beauty blender to make sure that everything is nice and blended out. And for the contour, I'm using the exact same shade I used for the perimeter of my face to contour, but now I'm using a slightly smaller brush and just applying that on my nose just to bring that light contour, and then again the same shade on the outskirts of my face. And again, if you notice, I'm using the very same brush, so you don't need 500 brushes to be able to achieve a nice look. And for the blush, I am going in with the combination of this really nice beautiful pink and the orange. It becomes such a beautiful and flashed color on the cheeks. And this one is for, I've noticed you can use it for both skin tones, whether it's super dark or super light, but the intensity would obviously vary. But this is a very beautiful combination for almost all skin types that I've noticed. This orange plus a little bit of pink in between. Next up is the mascara. We are not going to go in again with eyeshadow, as I had mentioned, but we're going to make sure that the lashes at the start of the show, and also the skin. So I'm combing through my lashes with my lengthening mascara. This one is from Divas Cosmetics, and I'm not going to apply it on the bottom part of my lashes, just because I prefer to apply mascara after I've set my face to the bottom part of my lashes because of smudging. And then now I'm going in with my eyelash applicator and these light lashes. These ones I think were from NK Cosmetics, same to the applicator. And then I'm just gonna push that into my eyeline. And I didn't go in with a very thick layer of eyeliner, just a very light layer on top, just to blend everything in. And finally, I am taking the very same beauty blender and then just pushing everything into my skin. You always want to make sure you apply very light layers on your skin and then just build them up according to the amount of coverage that you need. And then just make sure that every layer blends in with the other one, that it doesn't look like this one starts here and ends here, that everything looks like it has married. Well, I think that's my favorite word when it comes to makeup. And then finally, we're using a shimmer spray. This one is the LA Girl shimmer spray. I think it's in rose gold, if I'm not wrong, because they do have a silver option. Spraying it all over my face and then allowing it to dry a little bit more. The one thing that I do like about this shimmer is when it dries down, you do see a little bit of shimmer on your face, so you want to make sure that you apply it a little bit further from your skin. Now I'm going in with a lip liner and then a clear gloss just to finish it off. I did go in with this color of eyeliner because I thought it matches well with my lip color. And then the lip gloss is clear and it's the LA Girl High Gloss Shine from Vitafarm Cosmetics. And this, my beautiful people, is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching and you found it helpful. The one thing that for me I've noticed when I am doing my clean girl makeup look that has to be there is glow. Like, I love that glow. I love that glow. But if you are not a fan of glow or you have oily skin, then you can obviously tweak it a little bit to fit your preference. So that means maybe removing the liquid highlighter, and that means maybe setting a little bit more as opposed to just setting it and pushing the product in as you saw me do with the concealer. But yeah, this is the final look. The focus is the skin and just that glow and that beautiful dewy looking fresh skin. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching and you learned a thing or two, and make sure you look out for more tutorials that are gonna be coming up on my channel. And until next time, bye guys.